All right, what's going on, people? This time I remembered to turn the narration volume on so that y'all can hear me and you don't complain about this video. All right, so in class today, I did this in second block. So second block, I will watch this just to make sure, just this part of the video. I will watch everything after this just to make sure that you understand everything. But we got this far in first block. So we said that we built the equation from this line. And let me find my notes real quick. I'm gonna redo everything all over again. How y'all doing today? Hopefully you're doing fine. You know I really care about y'all and I really want y'all to do well in these EOGs. I'm really excited about the fact that I know many of you all are gonna just grow by so much, and it's gonna be inspiring that I'm gonna ask you to do a testimonial next year. And so yeah. All right, so we said equation 1 was y is equal to x plus 3, and this is for the first. And then we said for the second, we got y is equal to am I on the right equation? Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. It was a negative, what was it? A negative 3/2, there we go, x plus 13. Now what I did, Lord, this x is a mess. What I did do, I wrote this as a decimal because it, divides evenly. But I'm not gonna leave it as a decimal because the majority of y'all wouldn't leave it as a decimal. So when I taught this, I taught you that, hey, you can make a table because they want to know at what point do the lines intersect. The point where the lines intersect is the point where they both have it in common. Okay, so you don't have to do this. I'm just reminding you of what we did in the past. So we said that y is equal to x plus 3, and then we came over here and said y is equal to negative 3/2 x plus 13, and then we made a table. So we said when x is 1, we put the 1 there, the x's go there, 1 plus 3 is 4. And we said when x is 2, we got 2 plus 3 is 5. With x is 3, we got 3 plus 3 is 6. With x is 4, we got 4 plus 3 is 7. So all my x's are 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I've covered everything but 5. And so when x is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay? And then over here, we put in 1, a negative 1.5 away from 13 gives you 11.5. And then when you put in 2, you get 2 times that gives you a negative 3. And so negative 3 plus 13 gives you 10. And as you can see, the rate of change, pretty much I'm using this and I'm subtracting 1.5 each time. So at 3, if I take 1.5 away from that, I'm at 8.5. And at 4, if I take 1.5 from that, I'm at 7. So I have found the place where they intersect. It's 4, 7. Okay? That's what I taught you. I'm going to show you one other thing today that you can do with this problem. So after you find the slope of the line and then you write the equation of the line, you can set them equal to each other. This is where they're equal to each other. Okay, 4, 7 is where they're equal to each other. So let's do that. So we have x plus 3 is equal to negative 3/2 x plus 13. And if we set them equal to each other, we slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. And so we get 1 3/2 x is equal to 10. Well, 1 3/2, that's 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3, that's 5/2. X is equal to 10. Multiply by the reciprocal. And we get x is equal to 20 over 5, which is 4. All right, there's only one that has a 4, so I know C is the answer. This is what you're going to learn next year. Then you would put this 4 right here. The same thing we're doing over here. When we put the 4, what is 4? What is y when x is 4? That's exactly what we're doing over here. We'll just put it back up there into the problem, and we get our y's to be 7. I was right about to write 4 again, y'all. And that's why that's the answer. All right, so I want to say this, okay? I want to say this, and this is very important for your quizzes tonight. When you are finding the solution to a systems of equations, I said this the other day, and I'm saying this now. When you're finding the solution to a system, if it is the solution, the point should work. All right. So after I had this, say for instance, this is really good because it's going to help you out tonight because, you don't have to build any tables or anything like that. So say for instance, I started off with these equations. I'm given this equation and I'm given this equation. I'm asking you what point works. Well, we plug them in and see if we get a true statement. So when I put in if x is 2 and y is 10, when I put that into this equation, I'm saying that 10 is equal to 2 plus 3. Well, that's false. That's wrong because 2 plus 3 is 5. So I know you don't work. And it has to work for both, but if it doesn't work for one, it's gone. So let's put in 3. So 3 and 6. So the next one I'll say 6 is equal to 3 plus 3. Well, that's definitely true because y is 6 and 3 plus 3 is 6. And we know this is not the right answer, y'all. So it worked for that one, and guess what's about to happen? It's not going to work for the next one. So we're going to say 6 is equal to negative 3 halves times 3 plus 13. Okay, so 6 is now equal to negative 3 halves plus 3 is going to give you a negative 9 halves, which is a negative 4.5. So 6 is equal to a negative 4.5 plus 13. Well, 4.5 plus 13 is 8.5. That's not true. It doesn't work. So that's wrong. And when you put in 4 and 7, okay, watch this. So we are going to say that 7, which is my x, which is my y, is equal to 4 plus 3. Well, 4 plus 3 is 7. So that works for that. Okay, you get it there. We got it there, didn't work there. And now we're going to say that 7 is equal to a negative 3 over 2 times 4 plus 13. And we're going to check. All right, so 7 is equal to, this is a negative 12 over 2, which is a negative 6. And a negative 6 plus 13 is 7. So that is why that's the solution. You need to know that for tonight's quizzes. Plug it into each problem, and if you get a true statement for both, true statement for both, it's right. True statement for both. Okay? All right, and let's move on to scientific notation. We talked about all that. And again, I explained this, I believe I tried to explain it very well in second block. I explained it in the first block, but I'm going to say it again. If you see a scientific notation word problem, this is what I do, y'all. I make the largest number, and I just use this number. I just use 10 and 2, because if I multiply by 10 and 2, I get 20, and if I divide 10 divided by 2, I get 5. So I always make the larger number 10. This is just my go-to. And I make the smaller number 2. Okay? So when I read this, I know this is to the 12th power. This is not nowhere near 12 zeros. So this is a larger number. I'm going to make this 10, and I'm going to make this 2, and I'm going to read the problem. It says a light year is defined as the distance light travels in 1 year. 1 light year is 10 kilometers. A galaxy is 2 years wide. Okay, 1 light year is 10 kilometers. A galaxy is 2 years wide. How many kilometers wide is the galaxy? It would just simply, y'all, this is 5th grade. This is 6th grade. Like, when you do this, you can understand it. It's just simply 10 times 2. So that's what we're going to do. But we must we must use the scientific notation. So your quiz is going to have a whole bunch of these problems, y'all. It's going to have one number in scientific notation and one number that is not in scientific notation, and you need to make sure you put it in scientific notation. So I know I'm multiplying 9.46 times 10 to the 12th, and I'm multiplying that, and I need to turn 150,000 into scientific notation. Decimals here. That's 3, 4, 5. And I need to do 1.5 times 10 to the 5th power. All right, so multiply the multipliers. That's what the note said. So we do 9.46 times 1.5, and we end up with 14.19. And then we add the exponents times 10 to the 17th power. So this is not in scientific notation. Will you see this in your equation today? I meant tonight for your quizzes? Yes, you will. Will you be wrong? Yes, you will. We need to take, so we need to give. So we get 1.419 times 10 to the 18th power. That is our answer. So tonight on your quizzes, you're going to be asked to basically do word problems with scientific notation. I lost my train of thought because I was looking at the second problem and realized I didn't do that in the first block, but y'all gonna need me in person to do that, and I'm not even gonna explain it now. Okay, so here's a hint. When you see how many times larger, you divide. Because that's what a division problem is. If you're saying how many times larger is 4 than 8, well, you'll say, well, how many times does 4 fit in 8? So 4 fits into 8 2 times. So it's 2 times larger. It's a division problem. Though I see how many times, that's what division does. You're asking yourself, well, how many 4s fit into 8? 2 of them. It goes in there 2 times. All right. So when you see that in your homework tonight, please don't get confused. I think the quizzes is pretty straightforward, honestly. I think I should have A's all over the place if you watch the video. It's going to be so apparent if you didn't watch the video, and you're going to get called out. You should get called out. All right, now that y'all can hear me, I want y'all to succeed. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for my health. It just takes up time. I got so much work to do. I'm trying to do this for you. All right, another Beast Mode Productions. We out. Not